I know
I
it's
was
a
born in
UK
the
accent.
UK, but
Yeah, I know.
Nigerian, Yoruba.
Nigeria. Yoruba.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yoruba. Yeah. My grandson, Adeshola, has a Yoruba name.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah,
great. Thank
Yoruba
you.
name.
So why did this project speak to you that you wanted to get involved?
Well, there's several reasons. It begins with certainly the fact that that in some ways that my life has been intertwined with the Black Power movement, without a doubt. When you're a young person, as I am, 65 years old now, and when you're a young person, you know, in 1967, you know, in that part of you remember that, you know, and so you're always trying to articulate images, you know, or understand the images that are part of your life. If you reflect, tend to reflect it in terms of your life, and the fact that I live in the same community that I've lived in since I was 11 years old, the fact that there's some kind of continuity in that kind of continuity itself, in terms of where I live and grow up and came of age and all of that. It gives me, you know, it gives me an opportunity to even reflect it in my age of the past, you know. And I was just thinking, because I was at an art fair, one of the most massive art collectors, how would you say, you know, panorama in Miami last year. And as I walked through the event of artists, some artwork from all over the world, classic artwork, contemporary artwork, everything else, I walked through there was a picture, a photograph, a painting or some sort of rendition of these Black Panthers. And I remember the picture itself was a picture that we've seen perhaps many, many, many times. As I walked through that, many, many times we've seen this picture with them in line, marching in formation and everything. And all of a sudden now, the context of the picture took on something else, given the fact that it was now a piece of art. Now that somebody's going to pay a high price to sell, but to buy, purchase, to have their home, or to click everything. So it's a very interesting irony in a sense. So, not that that had anything certainly to do with this, but that I'm always thinking, you know, over the period of time, as I run into people, I see all the time. I was part owner of a gallery with my ex-wife, and 13 years ago, 14 years ago, we gave a benefit for Stokely to raise money for his treatment of his cancer, his prostate cancer. So, and when the benefit happened, we talked to Stokely for a moment, who I had first met, and I'm sure he couldn't remember the Man in the Moon, and I don't expect him to. I'm a young 21-year-old student. And Man in the Moon, when I asked them, and I talked to them, and we talked to them, and raised the issue, and I think one of the things that he was really enamored with, the fact that still, as an artist, I still, in some sense, reflected or ever my life resonated some of the same issues that were important to him. That's on the one hand, and the fact that all of these stories resonate with me in some way. I was there, I was around, I was involved, I was there as during Angela's trial, right there. I remember the photographs that came over the wire in the newspaper when with the courtroom scene and what had happened, and all those moments there. I remember those now. They become the images become charismatic images, iconic issues in a sense. But I remember, not iconic issues, but iconic images now. But I remember those things. So all of those lead you to that. And the information was fresh. It was from a vantage point of Swedish television. And maybe from that vantage point, it was supportive more, a great deal of the images that I remember. You know, I was, you know, I worked at a Breakfast with Children program. I lived in the community in 1968, 69, and we used to march, come from my house early in the morning with students, at 6:30 in the morning, 6 in the morning, and serve children breakfast, you know, at Sacred Heart Church, right on Fillmore, and and Fell. So I remember that, you know. I remember all of that stuff, all those things, and so it ignited, for the most part, that part of my memory, you know.